Hi, everybody. Dorothy here, professional astrologer. So today I'm going to talk to you about the week of April 13th to the 19th. Let me look at my notes. And we're going to talk about how to use the moon in Capricorn at the beginning of the week, how to use this next Stargate day, April 13th, gives us another opportunity to hone in on the things that are really important for us. And we also have the sun making its square aspect to Jupiter and to Pluto throughout the week, plus the sun at the very end of Aries. And that gives us like a lot of like energy, hopefully not anxiety, but a lot of energy for most of us. So we really feel like we have a lot to get done. I'm going to talk about all that in just a second. So I'd say don't go anywhere. I'll be right back because this is where I usually cut in my little intro, but I'm not doing that right now because I'm recording all of these on Zoom. Here is where you can find me. And if you ever need personal information, you know how to reach me, nhastrologer.com. So am I sharing my screen? Not yet. So let's get started. And I've decided I want to do this for a little while. I started this a few weeks back, and it's just, I kind of like it. Let me get my chart wheel in the front. There we go. I mean, I like it just because I want you to see, and this is how I teach, and I teach. So let's get started on Monday the 13th. The first thing that I wanted to talk about in Monday the 13th and into the 14th, we have the moon in the sign of Capricorn. You can see that right here. Of course, in that 2-day period, it's going to go through all of the planets and make its conjunctions, its monthly conjunctions to the Pluto, to Jupiter, and then on into Aquarius. So what we get to focus on for Monday the 13th really is like finding our own stability. You know, we're in the third quarter of this lunar phase. So it's also about finalizing a lot of things. Well, life has just been so different for these last 3 to 4 weeks for every single one of us. Well, most of us. It's just, this is an opportunity with the moon in Capricorn to look at what's left, what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel stable. Are there things in your life that you know you can, that are still solid and still make you feel comfortable? All right. And I'm not talking about like really comfy things, but the things that just make you feel like, all right, I know I got this, I feel secure. And so those are the things that we're looking at for the 13th and the 14th while the moon is moving through the sign of Capricorn. Because we're only halfway here in New Hampshire. It's different in every state, I know, and in other parts of the world. But here in New Hampshire, where I'm at, we have to stay in place until May 4th. So this is all of April, which we're going to definitely be feeling antsy by the time we get through this, even this week. So the moon in Capricorn, 13th, 14th, just again, find where you know you feel stable and what are those things that help you feel like you've got some stability under you, because we've been going through this for about 3 weeks so far. And it's not over yet. All right, the Stargate day, April 13th, because April is a 4, 13 equals a 4, and we're at 2020, that equals a 4. That's a special day for focusing. There was a big focus on the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. There was a big meditation on that day. Well, what was that day? I forget. It was April 4th. Yes, it was April 4th. Saturday, April 4th, there was a big meditation. And we could do something very similar on April 13th. Jupiter and Pluto aren't that far apart. They're just barely a degree apart. So they're still well engaged. So we could do another one of those things or continue on with the same meditations that you did on April 4th. All right. So focusing in on how you want to raise your vibration or whatever you feel is right for you, because that's what it's about. When we get to Tuesday, the 14th, let me get that chart up and hopefully it will help me share. Well, is that sharing? Good, it is. So on April 14th, the first aspect I wanted to talk about was that we have the sun making its square aspect to Pluto. And this is a 90-degree angle. And the next day, it makes its square to Jupiter. It all is within play right now anyways. And of course, the moon is coming through here as well. So on the 14th, as the sun is making its aspect to Pluto, the sun in Aries is very energizing and wants to take action. just to keep going and starting new things and initiating new things. The 90-degree angle creates tension and stress. And when it creates tension and stress to Pluto in Capricorn, the problem here is that we can see where things have broken down in the world, and even where things have fallen apart in our own lives, and how we're having to make new, stability. This is an opportunity to continue forward with that. It just we just feel a little edgy about it, right? It just feels just a little uncomfortable because the square energy is about that. It's about making us feel, we will feel a little uncomfortable with the squares, but they slow us down. So we have the opportunity to make the shifts and changes that we need. Later on this day, we also have the moon making its conjunction to Jupiter. That happens at 7:47 p.m. I think I have that chart up too. Yes, I do, right here. 7:47 p.m. And again, this is on the East Coast of the United States. So the aspects between 7 in the morning and 7 at night, between Pluto, the sun, Pluto, let's make some deep changes. And I really want to take action, but sometimes I'm still not feeling like I have what I need behind me to make those changes. That's that square energy makes us feel. It's both cardinal, so we can still get a lot done with this, but sometimes it just feels stressful at first. Then we get into it and we get going, right? It's like making your kids sit down to do homework. I remember those days. I don't have young kids anymore. It was quite stressful, but once you got them over pitching their fits, then it went along really fast and easy and everything got done. So don't be the little kid inside. Excuse me. Be the adult if you find that you're fighting against something. In the evening on the 14th, when the moon and Jupiter make their conjunction, the energy of this to me is nice and easy and grounding. I personally enjoy the moon Jupiter conjunction, even though it's in Capricorn, because whatever Jupiter's connecting with, it expands it. So the way we started off on Monday, feeling like we have an opportunity to really get some things in order and find that foundational pieces that we're looking for, we're able to help with that and produce that. This Jupiter conjunction, moon Jupiter conjunction, is really helpful for that. All right, where do I want to move on to? I want to move on to Wednesday, the 15th. Now, I want you to also realize that this forecast is written out, not word for word. I have my notes that I'm reading right here, but this is what I wrote, and that's going to go on my website, which is right here, and just click on the written forecast is my blog. I do something once a week. All right. And please, if this information is helpful and useful for you, please share it amongst your groups and friends. I would appreciate that. And if ever you want to Zoom interview, I like to talk to people about astrology. So I'm game, just send me a private message. Moving on to Wednesday. All right. The 15th. Let's get that chart up. Now on Wednesday, the 15th, the aspect I really wanted to focus on as well, and that's like at 7 in the morning, but that is also the sun squaring Jupiter. So this is where they're exact. So that just means all week, 13th, 14th, 15th, we have the sun in Aries who wants to take action, making a square to Pluto, who says, if you're going to take action now, it's going to create deep, powerful changes. And Jupiter says, let me expand on that. So we have to make sure that we, don't overdo it or let go of way too much because we're in overload. I know there are times when you won't even see me on the Facebook or the Facebook. You won't see me on Facebook at all for like a day or two, the exception of just posting one pretty picture in the morning because I just have to unplug because I get overwhelmed. I'm no different than the rest of you. I have great days and I know I'm doing the things I'm doing and I'm moving forward, but there's still times when things are like, so allow those things to kind of move in and move out. So you're able to kind of like a wave. So you're able to feel better about yourself. So this is the last, so that's the Sun Jupiter square, right there. And so I'm just going to animate this chart. Hopefully it will stay. No, the animated chart, I have to go back to share. Let's go see. I have a new share. So I have to go to the animated chart now. There we go. I'm learning Zoom. I should be proud of myself. I am. So here's an animated chart, and this is for the 15th and at 7 a.m. And I already talked about that. Yes. So what we're going to do for the rest of the week is we're going to look at, I already talked about what I want go on for Wednesday. So what I think I want to move forward to here is just to the 17th, the 16th, the 17th. We have here the sun at the very end of Aries, because the rest of the week isn't overly active unless something's been initiated in this time period. But the thing that I want to focus on, there's always tons, but the one thing is the degrees that the sun is at. The sun is at the very, very end of Aries, and it's about to move into Taurus, and it will move into Taurus on Sunday the 19th at 10:45 a.m. Eastern time zone. So when the sun is at the final degree, especially of a fire sign, this is the cardinal fire sign of Aries, we are feeling antsy and we're feeling like we have got to get out. So there's limits to what we can do still, because we're not, at least here, people are out, people are walking, people are jogging, they're taking their dogs for walks, and families are doing their things, but we have got to find a way to move this energy. This is probably going to be, it's just going to feel uncomfortable for most people. It's just like in the old days, like a month ago, when you were home, when you were getting ready to take your dog to the dog park and he's on the leash and you just can't get him off the leash fast enough, and he's just yanking your arm out of the socket because he's so excited he just wants to get off the leash and run. Well, that's how we're feeling right now. That's how a lot of people are feeling. Maybe not everybody, but that's how a lot of people are feeling. So, and having the sun at the final degrees of Aries is ramping that up as well, because for the Christian holidays, and we are coming up to Easter. This is Orthodox. Easter is on the 12th, regular Easter, and this is Greek Orthodox Easter on the 19th. So this is when families and groups get together and celebrate, and there's a lot of activity, but we're not able to do that yet. So just be smart and be safe and find your ways to disperse this energy. So just you by yourself have to go take a big jog. I know even when I'm not exercising like I was, because there's no way I can get my heart rate up. I can't jog anymore. You can do it at the gym, but that's closed. So how are we going to use this energy? And I want you to think about how you're going to use that energy, because it's definitely an important thing. It's very important. And within a few days, we have Venus and Gemini making a trine to Mars and Aquarius. And this is like a lot of analytical air. So those few days, the 16th and the 17th, with the moon moving through Aquarius, the humanitarian, what our sacrifices that we're making is for the good of everybody. So whether you believe it or not, it is. And these are things you can get behind, or you don't have to, because everything, us astrologers say, it's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody. It resonates with some people, but not everybody. And that's where your free will and your choice comes into play. My stuff doesn't resonate with you, you're not listening this far into the video, I can guarantee it. But if it is, good. I appreciate it. So I'm going to leave you with that. And yes, please come to my website, and I'm still doing what I always do, and I'm here to serve. So, and this is my profession. So if you'd like to get a little insight into how this whole situation is, where it's going on and how it's really impacting your life, just a deeper level. Of course, you know how it's impacting your life, but on a deeper astrological level, let me know. And you can just message me, or just, go right through my website and book a session there. All right. Thank you very much. And please share this in your groups. I would love to see that happen. Blessings and namaste. And now I'm going to stop the share, and then I'm going to figure out how to stop the recording. See, there it is. All right, guys. Blessings.